am sitting in my 1989 Volkswagen Vanagon. Its name is Busty the Van, and it's my home on wheels for right now. So in the past, I had a few apartments, and I was just paying for rent, and I didn't spend time there. I really realized that I needed to be on the road when I realized that I had an apartment in Montreal last winter, and I slept at this apartment for 14 nights in 4 months. So I just told myself, wow, I really have to do something about that. So I thought that the van would be good for me because I could carry all my gear with me. I could be at home wherever I was. I am a freelance filmmaker and photographer. I do a lot of documentary work, also as commercial work. At the moment, I'm working a lot with Vice as a freelance filmmaker. I do a lot of tourism campaigns too, a lot of commercials, and that's really how, at the moment, I'm working as a full-time filmmaker. So this is my home. This is my cooler. I really need to have a real fridge right now. It's just a cooler with ice, but does the job for right now. In here, this is a cabinet I bought for about 150 bucks. Since this van is a weekender, it doesn't come with all the Westphalia cabinet. So I put this one in here, and I added this wooden top on it. I made a hole to put my pepper grinder in it. It's really important to me. And this is just a little box with all my spices, bottle opener, and all just some handy stuff. So this is also my kitchen. I don't really cook inside, but this is my 2-burner stove here and here. So this is my water jug. This is my toilet. I never really used it. It's just in case of an emergency. And this is all my dry food up here, my pans and my cutting board. And this is a blanket my mom made for me. As you can see, it's pretty empty up here, so you know, I just don't have a lot of things. For my power, I have the Yeti 400 lithium with 100 watts of solar power. For right now, I think it's just enough for me. Never really ran out of power as of right now. I also have an auxiliary battery hooked on my alternator. But yeah, this one is really cool. It's really light, super small, so I can power all of my camera gear, all of my laptops and my cell phones, and some lights too. I also have this fan for warmer nights. This summer I really used it a lot since it was really hot. A bicycle wheel, so because I have my bike back there a lot of the times. And back here I have a little storage area so I can put an extra table for when I'm cooking outside. When I was a little kid, my dad rebuilt a 1978 T2 Westphalia, and when it was time to decide which van I would get, a Vanagon was the best thing to bring back all those memories when we were traveling with my family. I had this van for about a year and a half, and I was just working on it so I could live in it and I could travel in it. And in May, I just decided that that would be my home for the future years. This van is the best thing for me because it's small and I don't own a lot of stuff. I think a Sprinter or a ProMaster would be too big for me. It would just be empty. Like all the cabinets would be just empty. I don't have a lot of things. I have my camera gear, I have some clothes, like I have a couple of t-shirts, and I just don't own anything. So I do have a cabinet behind me and it's like half empty right now because I don't have anything to fill it with. One of the things I really like in a van is cooking. Like, I love food, I love cooking. I've been to culinary school when I was living in Quebec here a couple of years ago, and in my van I just don't have anything like fancy. I just have like one cooler, a 2-burner stove so I can cook. It's just simple, and I just love the way that you can cook anything with nothing. This is the vanlife overland window. It's really useful since I don't have any cabinets in the weekender, so I can just hook and hang everything I have. So this is my clothes bag, this is some jackets, some bike helmets, so it's just really useful for me. Here is the queen size bed, so you just pull this off and it becomes a really big queen size bed. And here, since I am a Volkswagen Vanagon owner, parts and tools. It's just, you just need them. So this in here is my rooftop box. I really thought it would be useful for me, but the only thing I carry around, it's just some logs for wood fire. It's the only thing I have up here for right now. I added this swing away tire carrier here. You can just open like that. I also have this treasure bag, so I can just put some stuff you don't really want to keep inside, such as like garbages, propane tanks, and some spare oil. So I haven't found any challenges for living in a van so far. I think because I travel a lot with my parents in a Westphalia, I just thought since I was like 3 years old I would live in a camper van and when I grow old. So right now, the only thing that is quite a challenge for me is the minor breakdown I had. And I think it's just part of the game with this kind of van. I've learned to know my van a lot. I broke down a lot with it. I had to fix it a couple of times. I had to fix it on the side of the road, and I just taught myself how to fix it. I didn't have any mechanical skills before, and just because of YouTube, some Vanagon forums, I just taught myself how to fix it. And there's a big community around the Westphalia world that just helps you fix your van and find your problems with it. Living in a van could be quite lonely, and I don't mind spending time on my own, but I feel like the van community is really strong here in Quebec, and it's just fun to share times and share places with people that I've met on the road before. As a freelancer, it's really fun to have the power on your own schedules. You can decide to work hard for like 8 months straight and no days off, and just work as hard to have more money, and then take something like 4 months on the road just traveling. I'm 22 years old and I'm at the very start of my career right now. So living in a van just helps me meet a lot of people that I can work with. I have a lot of time in front of me. I just want to take all that time to create and think about what my next project will be.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We post a new video every single week about people trying all sorts of different alternative lifestyles.